Hello. Vmon here, and welcome back to the ever-growing world of my Digimon headcanons and what-ifs. Today we are diving into the lore of Digimon Adventure once more specifically, 02. What if, like their predecessors before them, this crowd of new kids got their own sets of tags and crests? Would this allow them to finally reach Ultimate and Mega levels on their own without the need for DNA Digivolution? Let's find out. Some notes and ground rules first. I will not be reviewing any stats or theories on Kari and TK in today's video, as they already have established crests and Digivolution lines, so there's not really a need for it here. I will also not be touching the topic of armor evos today, as this video is meant to explore a standard evo line for each of these DigiDestined, not armor forms or, again, DNA Digivolution. With that out of the way though, let's get to the Mons. Ken and Wormmon will be our only non-homebrewed crest, as Ken does canonically possess the Crest of Kindness, though we don't get to see him do squat with it. So yeah, Ken is the bearer of the Crest of Kindness. This honestly does feel good for Ken, especially as we watch his character grow over the course of the season and we see his kind of crazy, evil, mad scientist vibe go more towards the direction of friendship and kindness. So I do really like this for him. But what does this mean for Wormmon? Well, we already know that he digivolves to Stingmon. But what of his ultimate and mega forms? Well, through the power of kindness, I believe Stingmon would digivolve to Jewel Vmon. Yes, a mon we see on this channel somewhat often. This is what many believe to be the de facto ultimate for Wormmon, and I couldn't agree more. From here, our kind bug boy will digivolve to Bancho Stingmon. I mean, yeah, it's literally a Stingmon, so how could we not? Also, such a cool S-Mon. I love, like, all the Bancho Digimon, though, so this is not really a huge shock that I like Bancho Stingmon. So, Ken's final line will be Wormmon to Stingmon, then Jewel Vmon, and then finally Bancho Stingmon. We need more Bug Digimon. I've said this, but Bug Digimon and, like, Aquatic Digimon. We need more of those so much. But anyways, that's besides the point. On to our headstrong Gogglehead and his excitable partner Vmon. Davis is strong, brave, and ambitious. I know I give him a lot of flack as the leader, but I do genuinely like his character and recognize that he has a lot of good qualities. But what kind of crest would he embody? Though courage and friendship do fit him well, I think Davis would be granted the power of the Crest of Determination. Yes, I feel that above all else, Davis is someone who does not give up. As he gets older, it becomes even more prevalent. Davis's ability to look adversity in the face and refuse to back down is his most admirable trait, in my opinion. So Vmon, who equally embodies this trait, gets to go the distance. He'll of course take on his usual champion form, X-Vmon. But what of his ultimate? Through the power of determination, X-Vmon will digivolve to Arrow Vdramon. I felt that the classic Vdramon line actually worked really well here, especially with the wings. Also, according to the reference book listing, it is said that only veteran warriors who've been in numerous battles can even attempt to evolve to Arrow Vdramon. If that's not determination, then I don't know what is. So I'm sure you guys can guess what's next. That's right. Arrow Vdramon will digivolve to All-Force Vdramon. He's just a cool mon who I've always had a soft spot for, and I think he works really well here. And he definitely feels like a Gogglehead's mega evolution. I mean, this is definitely Vmon's answer to War Greymon, and I stand by that. So, we now have Vmon digivolving to X-Vmon, then Arrow Vdramon, and ending with All-Force Vdramon. Now, Davis ain't the only DigiDestined with a cool wing Digimon. Yoli and her inquisitive partner Hawkmon are up next. Yoli is fun, cheerful, brave, and a bit loud at times. I honestly have always loved Yoli, so I'm excited to give her her very own crest. Which leads me to ponder on her many traits. Yoli is kind, funny, charming, and strong-willed, but what she is above all else is passionate. I have given Yoli the crest of passion. She is not one to back down from a challenge and will always speak her mind and stand up for what she believes in. But what does this mean for old Hawkmon? Well, he will first digivolve to Aquilamon, as we already know. Aquilamon? Aquilamon? Aquilamon. But from here, I had some trouble. Flying in air felt like it should be the main focus of her line and crest, but I was having difficulties deciding on a good ultimate form. I finally landed on Parrotmon. But again, something felt off. Then it hit me. It feels off because it's so green, which means recolor time.
Hug it up, Kenneth, hug it up.
Yeah, we're doing a recolor. Meet Falmon, Aquilamon's ultimate form. A red and brown reimagining of the powerful and intimidating Parrotmon. Falmon is a gentler Digimon who only fights when he needs to defend those he loves. From here, I actually already had a Megaform in mind, so Falmon will Digivolve to Crossmon. A little odd, I know, him being gold-plated and all, but I really like this, especially since it is the de facto Mega for Parrotmon, and I didn't want to go anywhere near, you know, the Phoenixmon, Valduramon thing. I wanted this to feel different, and I mean, yes, gold is kind of a trending color with them, but I still feel like Crossmon having this almost humanoid posture is different from the more straight up birds that are a part of the other lines. Yoli's new line will see Hawkmon becoming Aquilamon, then Falmon, which is my Parrotmon recolor, then lastly Crossmon. My girl Yoli deserves the best, but what of her bestie? Cody is the aforementioned bestie in question with his adorable partner Armadillomon. Cody being the kid of the group leads to him being often underestimated and looked over, but let's be real, he was a lot more mature than a lot of them. But now I pose the question, which of his qualities should he derive power from? Cody is wise, intuitive, and considerate, but most of all, he is a pillar of tranquility and discipline. That is why I have given him the Crest of Serenity. I feel when the other team members were panicky and impulsive at times, Cody always tried to keep a level head when he could. Which leaves Armadillomon with a new possible Evo line. He will of course Digivolve into the reliable Ankylomon. From there though, we head down an oh-so-familiar route. I initially planned for Groundramon. I wanted to associate the Crest of Serenity with the Earth, and Groundramon is an Earth Dragon, but let's be real, we all know what I'm gonna say. Its colors don't match. So let's say hi to Terradramon. This one is another more peaceful variant. I like to think that Terradramon just loves digging holes with its massive hands and helps other smaller Digimon with building shelters or those little villages you see, like the Yokomon village. I feel like a Terramon helped them kind of like get the land ready for it. I also love both Terradramon or Groundramon as an Ankylomon Evo because they have the same tail, and I love that. Same tail. Lastly, we have Breakdramon for his Mega level. I had considered doing a recolored and probably resized Examon variant, but I've seen other people use this, and frankly, it works well with my themes, especially if we play off of how much I decided Terradramon is obsessed with digging. Come on. I also considered putting Kenkimon in this line to the point to where, like, it was in the original script to have Kenkimon? And I love Kenkimon, I do, but it just doesn't work. I would have had to have made him an ultimate, and it just feels way less like an ultimate. And also, it's an armor form, and I don't like to use armor forms unless it truly fits. Like Yaxamon for one of my prior videos, but enough about that. So yeah, Armadillomon will first Digivolve to Ankylomon, then Terradramon, my Groundramon recolor, and then finally reach Mega level as Breakdramon. Now, you may be wondering how I have reached the end of our DigiDestined with so much time left on the video. I shouldn't say so much time. I'm already only at like 11 minutes without edits, and I've taken some stuff. This is actually a shorter video, which, you know, hey, you know, they can't all be 30 minutes long. The reason why there's time left on this video is because I have a surprise contender. I know, it's crazy. Stop the applause, everybody. I know, I'm so generous. But who is it? Who is this surprise contender? It's Willis. I love Willis and his partners. I just love them all so much, and I consider him a member of the 02 team, even though they always seem to forget that he exists. A lot of people lump him in with the international DigiDestined. I don't, and the main reason I don't, I wish they would have given him a D3 personally, or a D arc. What was it? It was D3. I wish they would have, because he is the only other one, I believe, that we have seen whose partner takes on an armor form, because I think it's the Digi-Egg of Fate or Miracles. But Terriermon does Digivolve into Gold Rapidmon, which is his armor form. So yeah, Willis is a 0-2 DigiDestined, and if you don't think so, don't yell at me. Don't. I'll cry. Is that what you want? I was looking at my OBS, not at the camera. I was looking down here. I'm looking. It looks like I'm. Oh my god, but I'm not, because Willis is a DigiDestined and he's a part of the 0-2 team. And if you disagree with me, that's fine. It's a free country, but I'll be sad. Anyways, he is here. He is a part of this video now, and you saw it right. He has both of his partners, which does play into our theme. Now, I considered doing something like the Crest of Family, but family isn't really like a trait. It's more just like family. So instead, I wanted to focus on his journey after the events of the movie, as he is re-raising Lotmon and growing from his mistakes. Enter the Crest of Redemption. Both Willis and Lotmon can take this second chance to really come together with Terriermon and become the best trio around. So, we're going to start with Terriermon. Of course, we will keep his canon champion form of Galgomon. I'll be using the original name Galgomon instead of Gargomon, as it's named after a type of dog, and Terriermon is meant to be a dog, not a rabbit, so I think this kind of helps a lot with that. But then, I had trouble finding a fitting dog or canine evo for his ultimate level. I bounced around a few differing options, but finally stumbled across Jaeger de Rulumon. As you have already probably predicted, though, I'm not a fan of the orange here, so let me introduce you to Blade Galgomon. Of course, we changed the mane, cape, and armor to match his green color theme, but also, though hard to notice, I changed his fur color to match the white creamish fur that Galgomon has. I really like this one, and I wanted to kind of keep the naming format of Galgomon, and I do that to the next level, and we'll get into the next level too as well. But yes, I went with Blade Galgomon here because Rapidmon felt weird, especially because Rapidmon Gold is his standard armor evo, and Ungold one just feels less impressive and not like a good move there. And I also don't like Saint Galgomon. I never really have. I don't hate Saint Galgomon. I don't love the mechs unless you are a like mechanical themed tamer. I don't know. That's just me, but whatever. We're gonna dive headfirst into yet another recolor, so bear with me. Again, picking a fitting canine evo was tough, but then I remembered Ancient Garurumon. I like the armor plating and everything about him, and it continues the bladed theme I had from his ultimate, but it just needs a little shaping. To the salon! Yeah. Ancient Galgomon. Changing the armor to pull away from the blue and purple colors here. I wanted to, again, embody that same kind of green theming. I changed his hair. I even changed the top of the helmet to be the same green, because normally the helmet itself is the same color as the rest of the armor. This one sucked. This was a nightmare to do. Like, honestly, it took me a very long time, and I got like nauseous while I was doing it. So if you don't like my recolors, I don't know what to tell you. I really enjoy them, and I work hard for them. So stop yelling at me. You guys might yell at me here in a minute, though. Because Terriermon's not the only partner to get a new lineup. Lotmon is back and better than ever. I chose the usual de facto Lotmon champion of Teruimon, as I like them a lot, but I wanted to find a really good transition to our pre-established Mega, and I got creative with it. This is where you guys might hate it, you might think it's ugly, and it is. Let's just get to it. Monzaemon was my first pick, as it creates a fluffy and stuffed animal vibe that will transition really well into Cherubimon. But just recoloring this Mon was not enough for me. Please understand, I'm not a graphic designer, so all I had was Photoshop and a dream. Bunbunmon has entered the fray. It's rough, okay? But hey, I did my best. I'm not a graphic designer. I barely know how to use Photoshop. But I did my best, and I like it for what it is. Yeah, so the purple is great, and the ears were necessary, obviously. And I, of course, chose the name Bunbunmon as a reference to a nickname that a lot of people give their bunnies. Since Lotmon is meant to be a rabbit, they're supposed to be a dog and a rabbit, which is so funny to me. This did break my heart, though, as I really love Antilamon. Literally, it's one of my all-time favorite ultimates, if not Digimon in general. But I needed something different for this new Leaf Lotmon. I didn't want to revisit something that was a part of its kind of darker downfall. Then, of course, we will end with Cherubimon, who I've always loved. I know there's actually a lot of people who don't like Cherubimon as the final Evo for Lotmon. It's fine, you're entitled to your wrong opinion. No, I personally just I've always loved it, especially knowing Lotmon's kind of darker line and where they usually have Lotmon go. I like the idea of not just a holy end, but a very kind, fluffy, cute end. Instead of, and I also like Cherubimon Vice. I like the evil version of Cherubimon a lot, but Cherubimon Virtue is, of course, the better one. I hope other people are able to kind of see what I meant when I said like stuffed animal vibes. I think I've used that before for Cherubimon, and I stand by it. Cherubimon looks like a giant stuffed animal, and I absolutely love Cherubimon. So, bearing the crest of redemption, Willis's twin Digimon will evolve as such: Terriermon to Galgomon, to Blade Galgomon, and then Ancient Galgomon. And Lotmon will digivolve to Terubimon, then Bunbunmon, then Cherubimon. Cherubimon? It's like Cherubimon, but she's got a chair and she's just running at you. We love it. Yeah, there you have it, folks. This is how I would assign Crests and new Evos to our 02 friends, including Willis, who I stand by is a part of their crew. Let me know what you think, or if you had other ideas for their crests or lines, or if you guys have any ideas for videos. This is actually one that I have had kind of bookmarked in my notes for a while now, since I first started thinking about these months ago before I actually did them. And I had a couple people bring up like alternate crests, or assigning crests to people who don't have crests. Like, I plan to do this with Tamers, Savers, Frontier, like all of these, but that's besides the point. As always, if you like my content, or this video in particular, please subscribe, like, and or comment. Also, feel free to check out my TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, linked below. Beneath that, you'll find a link invite to our Discord channel, so feel free to hop on in and join the 282. We do have a TCG channel, which we haven't really used it too much yet for it, but you know, you can try to find other people in the server who want to play like Digimon or Lorcana or Magic or whatever, you know, whatever game you're playing, there might be somebody else who's also playing it. I know I have a couple friends on there who play One Piece, so yeah. And then I am planning on adding a channel for specifically like Digimon requests, even like recolors, because I just love the idea of recolors. So having, you know, like if anybody just wants to give me a challenge and is like, hey, make an Antilamon that's supposed to be an Evo for Renamon, like, I would love to do that. Let me do it. I'll do it. But yeah, no, just so that is to come. But thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. My new hair. You can't see it in this lighting. I have cute new hair.